Hello everyone, welcome back. This episode of Bitcoin Trade. Um, I'll go over some of the last things I talked about in my previous episode, which unfortunately, was cut short. Didn't realize it until after, but I talked about women in Bitcoin, and I had some, you know, I talked about a few people that were apparently the new face or have been interviewed through different medias about Bitcoin and kind of said some things. But anyways, it was cut off, so what can I say? Too bad. Anyways, my whole point was that in the new world, um, you're going to need women. And so that's it. I guess that was my point about the whole thing. In any case, in this episode, I kind of want to go through or talk about an experience or what it's been like for me so far. And I guess for those of you who've been watching, I guess you kind of seen my progression. And I have to admit, it is quite life changing, life altering. It has really surprised me that I've gotten this far, and each experience is so different and so unique that I don't even understand it sometimes, and I have to ask myself if this is real. Is this real? I guess it is, because I can't deny that it's not happening, because it is. And I don't know how many people are going to believe in anything I say. And even though I document my experience and I bear witness and I testify to all this, it may be too much. It's so unbelievable and so crazy that people will just refuse, just absolutely refuse, and that's all right, because you have absolute free will to do so. And so, anyways, as I'm so immersed in all this and explaining things to others, it's almost like so much easier just to tell them, hey, I made all these videos. Why don't you just start from the beginning and just catch up to whenever you're ready to catch up to the present. Catch up to the future, because you've been in the past and you're catching up to the future, or to the present at least. It almost seems much easier just to say that. Just, hey, just follow this link and just watch the videos. But anyways, I want to share experience I recently had with a person I've been trading with, I guess, interacting and whatnot. And this person finally came to seek me out. Like, really wanted to physically meet, and I haven't done a physical trade, an in-person myself trade, in let me see, since I first bought Bitcoins. other than that, I mean, I don't do that much physical trading compared to in comparison to all my trades. So I would say 99% of the people that I trade with I don't even meet. But this particular person had a chance and opportunity to meet. Did. Um, it's quite a different experience when you meet someone. You don't know what to think at first because when you never meet anyone or you've never seen anyone, uh, your imagination can go wild with ideas. Um, but even if you did meet someone, you have to ask yourself, does it really make a difference? I don't know. In any case, you know what, how people get involved and how they want to make a difference. It's a unique experience for themselves. Um, I have a very specific goal in mind, and you know, my trade secret is what propels me to keep going. And that trade secret is it's very powerful, really. It really is. Um, I've never experienced anything like this, and I don't know if I ever will experience anything like this again, because the whole experience is just one huge opportunity, and the the reward or the payout at the end is so immense that you know, why would you not do it? And the payout is not um, you know, like $1 billion or whatever you're thinking. The payout is your life. You get life. Now, usually when people say you get life, they're thinking about imprisonment, right? Well, this is not like that. This is nothing like that. When I say you get life, it means you get your life back. And once you become free, um, and you're no longer enslaved, uh, everybody beyond that point from you also gets life. And so that's just kind of how I see it, and that's how I view it. So, anyways, you know, I'm trying to explain in a way that I guess won't scare you, or it may scare you, I don't know, or this whole idea and this concept that I'm experiencing. I don't know if it's just me or it can be applied to other people and other things, but I hope it does. And it's a great release from your imprisonment. It really is. And I just hope that others can see it that way. But not all. Not all will see it that way, um, for whatever reason. Anyways, my experience with this whole thing right now has been really positive. It's challenging because you know, you don't know if it's the chicken or the egg. Like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? And you just gotta go back and forth on that, and sometimes you can get stuck. you can get stuck whether you think it's the chicken or the egg kind of scenario. Um, and I have to tell you, it's tough to explain sometimes, um, because you have to maintain a trade secret, and that secret is so powerful that even if you told someone, even if I told someone, I'm not even sure if they could understand it. But hopefully there will be people that do, and uh, we can make it real. It can be real. It can be very, very real. And so, um, I guess my point is, it's gonna be scary, and it may be a little too crazy for some people. That's fine. All you have to do is just pull that string, and the bus will stop and let you out. Get off on the next stop, whatever. As soon as the plane lands, uh, get out the plane. Whatever you need to do. If you had enough, uh, you can definitely get out anytime. But if you're willing to see it through all the way to the end, um, well, then you'll know what I'm talking about. It's a journey of a lifetime. So, anyways, I had the buyer. I was the seller, and the other person was the buyer, and the buyer asked me if I really believed that this would be, Bitcoins will last more than 2, 5, 3, I think 5 years at most. And I basically told him what I've been saying. I believe it will go on. It will go on. And not only that, I also believe that Bitcoins will go to infinity. It will. In other words, no one will sell you a Bitcoin, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much gold or how many homes you offer. Uh, how many. If you have many wives, if you offered all your wives, no one would take your wives. Uh, Nothing. They wouldn't take anything from you. So, I still believe that. Anyways, um, so so we met, we talked, we traded, all that good stuff, and then I'm not even sure if this buyer even knows um, what I'm doing and what I really want to do. Of course, it's revealing your trade secret. What if I told you there was no trade secret, and that was the secret? There's no secret. Could that even be a trade secret? That there is no secret? I don't know. Anyways, um, my whole experience on actual trading in person, um, it almost seems like it takes a lot of effort and work to do that. Uh, but if you want to trade person to person, I've created a way that can be done. Um, but mainly, for the most part, uh, I don't I don't really trade person to person unless someone really, really wants to, like really, really wants to, and I just happen to be in that place and happen to be in that area. I guess you can. Of course, I'm not sure if if you're not gonna like what you hear or what you see, because it may surprise you. You get in the danger of your reality engine collapsing. And the danger is your reality and your virtual reality no longer are one and the same. They become two separate things, two different worlds. And then you have to be, and you're splitting apart. And you have to decide which world do you want to be real. Because right now, for me, it's been one and the same. My virtual reality and my physical reality, they're the same. They match up. The danger comes when your virtual reality and your reality, physical reality, don't pair up. They start getting skewed. And eventually, you're not even, depending where you are, you're not even one or the other. You could be in limbo. You could be just falling and not even know you're falling. And so there is a danger in doing this. Of course, the danger would be you're going to go crazy and you're not going to know the difference between what's real and what's virtual anymore, to the point where I guess for some, you know, you think you're walking, you think you'll be able to fly, so you walk off a building. Just weird stuff like that. I mean, that's what happens when your reality engine starts collapsing. Dark side. You really get into the dark side of things. I guess that's my only warning for those who are really getting immersed in this, is you'll come up to a fork in the road, and depending on what you do, your reality engine can start collapsing. In other words, your virtual reality and your physical reality are no longer one and the same. They start separating. In other words, the world that you co-create doesn't reflect the physical world that you want to co-create in. It doesn't harmonize. And so I guess your engine is starting to break down, and you can really start getting into weird things, or the world becomes such a weird place that I guess you start getting I would say you would start getting phobias, or doing things that are self-destructive, in my opinion. Anyways, my whole point is that if you trade in Bitcoin and you immerse yourself in Bitcoin, there's a chance that you can definitely lose your way, because for some people, virtual reality and reality your reality engine may break down, and you can be in no man's land, and you could be falling, don't even know it, because you're just literally you're all still blind, and some of you are all deaf. You know, even if I showed a video of it, you still wouldn't be able to see it. Even if I told you, you wouldn't believe it anyway. So that's all right. Anyways, that was my experience. It was a strange experience too. I'm not even sure. You know, I'm not even sure why these people wanted to even meet me. But, they did. Anyways, I can do a quick chart analysis here. And so let's take a look at what's going on. And so if you saw this, I think I mentioned it was going to go down based on the price. And if you look at current price, you'll see that Bitstamp, Bitstamp and BitC. See, BitC is higher, Bitfin's higher, and this Chinese exchange is higher than Bitstamp. It hasn't quite paired up to these. BitC hasn't quite paired up. But what I have noticed is that on a peer-to-peer level, especially on Bitcoins.com, I've noticed that people who are basing their price on BitC are now higher in their prices, and people who are basing their prices on Bitstamp are lower in their prices. So you're seeing a flipping reaction. Typically, the sellers that I see that were selling at a very, very low price are now selling at a higher price, and vice versa. And the buyers have now gotten to a point where they're buying at a good price and able to perform some arbitrage either through I guess one of the higher exchanges, Bitfin or the Chinese. It fluctuates, and I noticed it fluctuates during certain market time, like the US dollar exchanges tend to be higher when it seems like it when there's US dollar markets open. Of course they're open all the time, but typically when I see from a 9 a.m. to a 5 p.m. activity going on, and I see the US dollar exchanges kind of more higher, and then the Chinese exchanges they look weaker, not weaker, but less volume, less activity on them, and vice versa, where at this time frame the Chinese exchange would be higher, but the US dollar, which I think is more represented in here, with the Bitstamp being a little bit lower. So based on these prices here, it looks like it's not gonna quite push through. Not quite anyway. I think this needs to be a little closer. This is on the estimated moving average, and so I think this needs to be a little bit closer, or at least cross over at once before it goes back down to shoot up again. You'll see that a lot. Worst case scenario is that if it goes below this average, starts falling below this average, that's when you're going to see more down. And it wouldn't surprise me that if it goes down below 400, if it does start going down, it's going to head to 400 and maybe down to 350. And then it's really going to test the miners, in my opinion. And then to some degree the sellers, the buyers are gonna, they may start loving it because they're just gonna get a lot of Bitcoins at a lower price, or they could just stop buying and they're just holding or having a wait and see. That could be another possibility, but in either case, it should, um, for me anyway, it's an opportunity for me to buy at a lower price. I just always see it that way. You know, I don't see it as an issue that the price is going down, because I don't really have overhead costs like miners do. Matter of fact, if I want to stop losing money, I just have to stop. For the miners, even if they stopped, they already have cost overhead, supposedly. In my opinion, sometimes I think mining pools, mining operations, I don't even know if they truly exist or not. And this whole mining rigs, buying mining rigs and everything, I don't even know if that's even real or not, because you know, the way I mine Bitcoins is I don't think it's that radical, but I have to admit it's different than what most people would think of how I mine my Bitcoins. Anyways, I'll get into a different episode on that, but based on what I'm seeing here, it looks like it's just taking a slow bounce, and this is the weekend, so it looks like it's taking a slow bounce up, but I think it has to, it's either going to do it's going to do a couple things. It may pop up above it and having the average pull up and then go back down and then bounce one more time, pushing up higher. That's one scenario. Or the other scenario on this breakout is that it's going to stay low for this longer period average to really start, you know, touching to the 10 period average, and that's when you're going to start to see an explosion, like just going to explode up. That's the other scenario. The other portion is that it's already hit here, it's coming back down, and it's just trying to maintain above this 10 period average, but as soon as it falls below, it's going to start crashing down. And so you know, there's several things, and I guess you just have to play it. Again, a good confirmation that it's being, you know, it's going to turn up again, the momentum's going up, is I'm looking for something that is going to break higher than any of these or any of this high right here, these highs. And as soon as it does that, if it can break above this high, that's great. That's the first good sign. The second and third sign, if you can break above these two, now you got something happening, and you guys really start taking advantage of the momentum going up. So anyways, that's my short chart analysis. Sorry about that. And that's kind of my experience so far. That every time I do anything, the world just gets stranger and stranger. It becomes to a point where my physical reality is really becoming more and more illusionary. Money's an illusion. Everything is just an illusion. Everything you thought that was what you thought was your world is not even your world anymore. It's an illusion. And my virtual reality is more real. And so what I'm doing to compensate between the world that I think is not real, which is an illusion, and which is the physical world, and then the world that I think is real, I mean really real, the virtual reality, but because I spent all my life in the physical world, I just can't help it but to make my virtual reality real. So, anyway, that's the best way I can explain it. And it just gets stranger and stranger each time I learn something new. This world just gets more illusionary. It just doesn't seem so real anymore, and to the point where you're trying to make something that you know is real. So that's the only way I can make it. I know it sounds funny, but that's the only way I can explain it. And because of that, you know, it's what's the driving force that's making me do everything. And that driving force, you know, it's an experience. And I have to tell you, it's teaching me more than I ever thought I could ever learn. But anyways, that concludes this episode. Just wanted to stay, I guess, give everyone an experience update, because it's quite a transformation. And just give you an idea, just go ahead and start from the beginning and catch up to the present. You could see it all for yourself. And of course, my last episode I did talk about, you know, women of Bitcoin, women in Bitcoin. Well, go seek them out and learn something from them, because the new world, the new world, that's going to place the old new world. Literally, it's going to replace the old new world, and the new world will need women. All right, because literally, you're birthing a new world. So you're gonna see a birth of a new world. And if you don't think I'm making any sense, that's fine. But I'm pretty sure I sound pretty sane and reasonable when I say that. So yeah, we're talking about a birth of a new world. Literally a birthing a new world. Does that sound weird? Strange? It doesn't sound strange and weird to me. Anyways, feel free to comment, like, dislike, or even leave a video response. Until next time, stay tuned. Bye.